Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is Captor romance recommendations. This is a whole thing. The whole trope. It's obviously usually dark romance, and I have read some that were way too dark for my taste. I don't like super dark. I don't, because I don't enjoy reading about abuse, and I really dislike spending a lot of time where like the hero is hurting the heroine's heart. I don't like that at all. I want him to treat her so well. And so a lot of what the hero does, a lot of my comfort level with it really depends on the heroine's reaction, how she feels about it. If she is struggling emotionally, I don't like that. I like for her to be okay. So anyways, you might be like, these aren't all that dark. That's not really what I was looking for. And some of you might be like, this is way too dark for me. I don't know. Also, I just really want to finish my coffee, so just let me. Okay. First one is His by Aubrey Dark. This is a serial killer romance. Basically, she is working at a university, and he's one of those serial killers who kills bad people. And she is dared to kiss him, and she does, and then he drops a note, and she decides to follow him because she wants to get to know him more, but under the pretense of giving him back this note. And she sees him torturing somebody in his basement, and she gets caught, and he's like, I don't want to kill her, so I'm gonna have to keep her. And he looks up how to sexually brainwash somebody and get her not to report him and stuff. This is a serial killer romance where he only kills one person / maybe one other person. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler here because I think that it could greatly impact whether or not you would want to pick up this book. She's kind of his cure. And I find that to be very questionable. But it's kind of Nancy Drew gets locked up in the basement and sexually teased, and there's some violence in here, and also he's killing bad people, so what are you gonna do? I don't know. I was uncomfortable the whole time reading this book, and I still read it, and I DNF like crazy. So if dark serial killer non-consent things happening to brainwash, if that sounds good to you, give it a shot. If that sounds like way too much, don't read it. Then I have Monster, which is Savages by Jessica Gadziala. This one is not as dark. It's still kind of dark, but I mean, it's not as dark. He is hired to kidnap her, which he does. He does this all the time, but never women. And he kind of can't get out of this one because of who hired him. So he's not happy. He's already not happy that he's having to kidnap a woman. And then he sees the woman and he's really not happy because he really likes her and he's there to kidnap her. So she doesn't really stay full on his prisoner very long because he's kind of I'm really not cool with this. I'm not comfortable. That's not what I wanted to do. Also, I like you. So that's different, but this is kind of romantic suspense, and it is he's a criminal who was hired by another criminal, and they're going to work to try and take down criminals while still being criminals. And she's a hacker, I think. This one, she's a hacker. And I love this series so much. It takes place in Avacync Bank, which is where the mafia and the skin traders and the motorcycle club and the loan sharks and the hailstorm, which is a bunch of crazy mercenaries, and what else? Other criminal enterprises all live in the town, and the cops are dirty, and it's great. Next, I have Beautifully Cruel by J.T. Geissinger. This is a mafia romance, and she is a waitress at a diner, and he comes in for an entire year, gets a cup of coffee, and just stares at her. And Then things escalate and they talk and they're like really into each other, and then something happens and he decides that the best recourse is to just kidnap her. And hopefully she'll fall in love with him. And it kind of works. And there's interesting, I really enjoyed the twists and the takes on this type of mafia kind of captor romance. I really liked the execution a lot. And he's Irish. It's the Irish mob, I want to say. So, I mean, accents, what's not to love? Then I have Little Dove by Layla Frost. Nobody is surprised. This is a captive captor. This is age gap, daddy kink, and it is mafia-esque, except he's actually a casino owner. This is very healthy communication. This is a great relationship. It does start out with him taking her against her will because he just murdered her dad and she witnessed it. And again, he's like, I don't want to kill her, so I'm just gonna keep her. That's a common theme, I'm not gonna lie to you. So anyways, she's 17 when he takes her, and he is her captor. He does keep her. Now, he has a whole lot of staff, so he's not like the one doing anything, and nobody abuses her at all. So that's important. She is a captive, and she does escape, and then he's like, oh no, we aren't doing this. And things get worse, and then they get better when she kind of is like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. So it goes from captive captor to just like a really good relationship. When she turns 18, he makes it abundantly clear that he wants a relationship with her, that he wants a daddy-dom relationship with her. There's no little play in this book. He also makes it very clear that being taken care of and having money and a place to live and a way to go to college and all the things, she does not have to sleep with him to maintain that. He will take care of her financially and all the things. She won't lose anything if she says, no, I don't want this relationship. And I think that that's very important for the actual healthy level that we reach. So I love it. I can't even tell you how much. There's definitely violence in here. And I love it. Then I have Captive of the Horde King, which is Horde Kings of Dakkar, #1 by Zoey Draven. This is a alien romance, and it's kind of like Khal Drogo and Khaleesi. It's the Horde, and they're like tribesmen, like plains tribesmen, and so they ride horses, and it's very Khal Drogo. So humans are settlers on this planet, but they are very restricted. And one of the ways that they're restricted is they can't leave their villages, and they aren't allowed to hunt. Hunting is for the Dakkari. I think that's what it is. Or Dakkar. I don't know. It's been a while. And her brother does it. She's like, oh, you idiot. So she trades her life for her brother's, and she goes to be his concubine, except he didn't want her to be his concubine. He wanted her to be his queen. The thing I didn't like about this book, and I feel like I should warn you because this gets on my nerves and it might get on yours. She doesn't know their culture, right? She knows of them because they rule the planet, but she doesn't know their culture. And she has just traded her life away to living in their culture for the rest of her freaking life. And does she try to learn about it? Does she try to be understanding? No, she just goes around offending people, like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, wouldn't your life be easier if you, like, shut your mouth and listened and paid attention and tried to learn about the people that you're going to spend forever with and not offend them all the time with your judgments? Like, I understand you have prejudice, but maybe just shut your mouth and keep it in and see if that is, in fact, the thing. This happens a lot. And it gets on my nerve every time because I'm just like, can you just be smart? Can you just be smart? Maybe don't offend the people that literally have your life in their hands. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we're smart and we try to acclimate. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, she does kind of get there eventually, but it's after like a lot of embarrassing things where it's like, you know, you're ignorant and you're being rude and maybe you should stop. So there's that. But it is titled Captive of the Horde King, so I mean, it counts. And it takes her a while to acclimate, and I kind of wanted to read the other books in the series. I wasn't like a huge fan of the setup for the next book, so I never have. Plus they were kind of angsty. Plus the characters were kind of like, well, I know everything, even though they knew nothing. So there's that. But besides, I mean, I'm trying to tell you on this. It's not going great. I still gave it a bunch of stars. No, I didn't. I didn't rate it on Goodreads because that's not what I did back then. But I liked it. That counts for something, right? Maybe I should drink my coffee and shut up. Ooh, you know what else? Ooh. You know what book does this? I just thought of it. A Heart of Blood and Ashes. I'm not even gonna lie, I feel bad about saying this. This is way better than Captive of the Horde King. This is like a new all-time favorite. And she's the captive. And she's actually smart about it and like does acclimate to their culture. And even though she actually knows a ton about it, she still like changes her ways quickly to fit with a value out of respect. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. This one, it's the hero that's gonna annoy you. He's not super annoying, but there are times where you're just like, can you drop your prejudice for a minute and like pay attention and maybe develop your ideas? It's so good. So the princess is she's been a captive of her father basically her whole life because the kingdom rightfully goes from mother to daughter, and her dad is a horrible person. Like, you are cheering for his death. You're just like, somebody kill him. Do it painfully. I would love to watch. And again, I'm not a violent person, but let me tell you. Yes, violence. What is her name? His name is Maddox. Yvonne. So Yvonne is disabled. She's also very small and weak, mainly because of being kept in captivity her entire life. And he's like this giant warrior. She is like the freaking smartest main character you've ever read in your entire life. She's good at reading people. She's really smart. She has a ton to offer. And he is blinded by his need for revenge because he believes that it's her fault that his parents were murdered. And basically the alliance was like, look, we looked into it. Your parents committed a crime. They were punished. End of story. And he's like, yeah, I don't think so. So he goes and he captures her. And he's gonna kill her. And she's like, you know what would be a really good revenge? Is if you married me, put a baby in me. We took the throne from my father. And, you know, what more you can crush his spirit? And he's like, great plan. It's so good. Oh my God, it's so good. It's slow burn without feeling slow burn because there's so many interactions with them the entire way, and it's kind of a travel story. And for 400 pages, I found it very entertaining, truth be told. I was never bored. But still, for about 400 pages, you're like, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. And then all the things happen and you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's where you're gonna be at for that last 150 pages. So like, don't start that if you don't have time to finish the book because you're gonna freak out. It was so good. You should read it like a lot. I love it so much. She's so smart. I just love her. Maybe I should read the next one. Maybe I should do that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your favorite captive-captor romance and or the level of darkness that you like with this trope. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.